Good evening from the Home of Hell track. Clearly not summer anymore. I hear the crispiness of the leaves under my feet. Just gonna go for a ride tonight. You know what? I don't think I've done a video of the banger finish without pads. I don't think I ever have. And well, Sean's one of my subscribers, and he might not completely appreciate this type of bike. However, a big reason I went with the Pro Performer bars is because I already had that on my frame when I had my 4-piece bars. And of course, it's a 2021 GT Brian Kachinsky team signature. So the one you want. Again, GT wasn't making a whole lot of good stuff at the end. Just a couple. Well, we had the Conway, the Mercado, and the Kachinsky. That's what we had. And the Conway was a 21, the Kachinsky was a 27.5, and I'm not sure if the Mercado was a 25 or a 27.5 as well, with a slightly different setup. One thing I was gonna say, I noticed my buddy Rob Alexander was talking about not being able to do manuals with the full pegs on his bike. Pussy! No, I'm just joking. I'm joking, Rob. I'm joking, bro. Bro, you are what you eat. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I got a real short back end on this bike, and that's one thing I have forgotten, but I was struggling to get used to. I keep hitting my heels on the back pegs when I first put pegs on this bike. And I never had that problem before on other bikes. And I don't know if I'm pretty sure it's just because of the dimensions. Short back end, 27.5 top tube. And I went with the Pro Performer bars at 9.125. It was perfect for it. And of course, Sean gave me the seat post. And I'm not, yeah, you know what? I'm not changing the crank. I'm not doing nothing. That is what it is. That's the bones of it. I am going to put the pads on it before I go for a ride. But well, maybe I won't. It's pretty fucking stealth. But I'm happy with, I put the decals on it. And, yeah, beautiful. I really do. Sean, you might not like the A headset, but bro, it stays tight longer. You don't have problems. You beat the shit out of this. I would never, I'm not even a good rider. I would never do on a full stem what I do on this bike. And I'm not even that good. I'm not good at all, man. But I do ride. Yeah. You say, yeah, Pantera's a pussy. His bike doesn't have a scratch on it. Well, they are. I just don't show them. But we have, of course, just a little nick there. I've only dropped it a couple of times. I've gotten really lucky. All my damage goes on the pedals and pegs. And I said it before, I believe pedals and pegs are a consumable part. And I'm sorry it's so dark, but I'm not going to keep this one too long. I'm just going to go for a ride and say I'm thinking probably tomorrow I'm going to make Prowl number 21. I did it last Saturday, but I had an incident in the middle of the ride that I'm not willing to put on the internet. It wasn't big. I'm just not about that shit. Taking down communist flyers in my city. I had a disagreement with somebody. Nothing happened. I wasn't very nice. And I don't want people seeing that side of me. But don't put up commie flyers in my fucking neighborhood if you want things to go easy. It wasn't even someone that was putting them up. Someone that was questioning. It's like, man, what are you doing? You're vandalizing. Fuck you. Put up some commie flyer on that. I'm going to carve it up. I'm not wrecking city property. Anyways, I've talked too much. 405, 406, 407. I appreciate all my friends out there. Berserker Nick and Henry Foster and Rob Alexander, Sean from Rad BMX Builds, and of course, Kevin from Cruising in the 808, and all my fucking friends out there right now. I love you guys. I had a fella reach out on one of my videos and said he lived in Phoenix, and he wanted to pay me to take him around the rad locations that I knew of that were still around. He would pay me for it, and I said, no, bro, don't do that. If you're listening, I forgot your name, man. No, don't worry about it. Bring some bike stickers from your local, and I'll just, yeah, man, give them to me, and I'll be happy just to ride with somebody. But, I'm not doing that shit in the middle of winter. Yeah, I'll take you out with a couple of my friends, and we'll just go for a roll, man. just be aware that if you're riding a 20-inch bike, it's gonna suck because we ride fast. I ride my 20-inch bike and I can ride it fast, but I'm gifted in that respect. I can't ride all that well, but I'm semi-athletic, thankfully, even though I'm crippled. But yeah, hey man, if you want to bring me, if you really want to pay me, you want to bring me like a GT or dyno, preferably dyno Pac-Man bike, I'll take that off your hands. I'm semi-joking. But anyways, guys, I think that'll probably be the only video of the banger without pads, and I haven't had a video of the banger in a while because there's nothing to really film because it's all done. But it's the end of the season, and you know what I can say? I've just fucking love riding this bike more and more and more every time I ride it. I built this to ride as aggressively as I can. That's why it has a front brake and full pegs, and it has pads. It's set up like an old man's bike, because it is. It just has all the new technology that I like. It just, of course, has, you know, I just put some, I want it to look like it was from like 85 or 86, you know what I mean? Just put a couple of things in there that would have been correct for the time, you know? Can't go wrong with Odyssey and GT, and that's what I've done. But anyways, from the home hell track. Actually, yeah, it's a nice night. It's actually quite warm. I'm in a t-shirt. I'm not shivering. And for October 26th in Calgary, that's odd. But stay rad now, fellas.